Welcome back to our brand new PTCG live video. Today we'll be showcasing Gengar EX with the newly released set Stellar Crown. So that being said, let's get into the deck list. Let's see which new cards we'll be running. So we do run 2 copies of this Gastly for its free retreat cost, 2 copies of this Gastly with 60 HP, the 2 copies of Haunter, and then the 4 copies of Gengar EX. This will be our primary attacking Pokemon, and then we do have the ability Gnawing Curse. Whenever your opponent attaches an energy card to one of their Pokemon from their hand, we get to put 2 damage counters for this. And this ability does stack up. If we get all 4 of these Gengars into play, it will be 8 damage counters. And then for our attack Tricky Steps, we get to do 160 base damage, plus we can move an energy card from your opponent's active Pokemon over to one of their bench Pokemon. We also do run the 1 copy of the Pecharunt EX here for the ability Subjugating Chains, where we can freely switch in our Dark-type Pokemon from the bench into the active after putting Poison status on them. And then we also do have the 1 copy of the Roaring Moon EX here as a backup attacker. It does have the attack Frenzied Gouging, where we can take an automatic knockout after doing 200 damage to ourselves. And then we also do have the attack Calamity Storm, where we can max out at 220 damage if we manage to discard a stadium card in play. And for our draw engine, we just have a simple 2-2 line of the Bidoof and Bibarel. We'll always have 5 cards in our hand with Bibarel. Moving on to the trainer cards, for our ace spec, we do run the Grand Tree, where once per turn, each player can fully evolve up their basic Pokemon all the way up to its highest evolution, assuming it did not come into play the same turn as Grand Tree. And then for our supporter cards, we have the 4 copies of Arven, where you can search out your deck for an item card and a tool card. The 2 copies of Boss's Orders for gusting up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We have the 3 copies of Iono for draw support as well as hand disruption. We have the 2 copies of Janine's Secret Art for some energy acceleration. And for our tool cards, we just have the 1 copy of the Binding Mochi, where if we attach this to a Pokemon that has poison status on it, it will do an extra 40 damage more. And then for our V-Star power, we do run the Far Seal Stone, where we can attach this to Rotom V, and then we can search out our deck for any card and put it into our hand. And then lastly, we have the 1 copy of the TM Evolution, where on our first turn of the game, if we do go second, we can evolve up 2 Pokemon. And then lastly, we just have the 8 basic Dark Energies. So those are all of the cards in this deck that I want to talk about, and let us see how it'll do in the matches. So this is a decent hand. We got Buddy Poffin, we can get a Gastly and Bidoof, and we got Grand Tree even. Yeah, so looks like they're gonna be great Tusk here. Let's see, they get Sada. Interesting, they have lightning energies in this deck. Yeah, looks like they're gonna get the land collapse here. 4 cards. Yeah, let's go for the Iono here. Yeah, let's just go for damage. Another Great Tusk, Fluttermane, Koraidon. Okay, they're filling up that bench. Let's see if they have another energy here. I feel like it's likely because they run 4 Force for the Sada and Explorer's Guidance, so it's very likely. Yeah, they got double turbo. They use Iono, which I don't mind. We really didn't have much. Yeah, they're gonna vacuum Grand Tree away. I don't really want to use Iono here. Yeah, let's just go for it. See, do we use incisors? We did not use incisors. Yeah, no, let's get a Haunter. Yeah, I wonder where our Gengars are, because we're like 20 cards in the deck and we don't have it. It's pretty disappointing, honestly. They go for concealed cards. Yeah, pretty unbelievable. Explorer's Guidance. So it looks like they're gonna get the land collapsed 4 cards. See, the counter catcher, which doesn't really matter. We do have the free switch in. Yeah, and there's a Gengar right into the discard pile. Looks like there's no more Ultra Balls left. Pretty interesting. We'll just incisors for one. Rare Candy. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Not a single rare Ultra Ball. I guess we'll put on Greninja. See what we get. Nice, there's a Gengar hiding in the prizes. Yeah, I feel like this deck kind of falls apart against our Gengar deck just because we have that free switching with the Pecharunt, and they have no way of knocking it out. Like, technically, maybe they could do that with the Great Tusk attack, do 320, but it's pretty hard to pull that off. I go for the concealed cards. They play Sada, so... Okay, they put both energies on Koraidons, so... And they're running the Raging Bolt EX. So maybe that's why they're running lightning energies. Land Collapse. And that's for pretty decent cards. See, is there really anything that's super rad here? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the knockout. At least that's their last Great Tusk in play. They don't have another one. Iono. Yeah. Like, I'm assuming they're just gonna go into Koraidon here. There's not much... They could set up Raging Bolt, maybe? Okay, and that's one boss in the discard. Yeah, they go into Koraidon. Yeah, at least they can't use Land Collapse. They just go for damage. Guess we'll just Super Rod energies back. Yeah, let's go for Iono here. Yeah, I'm gonna put on Greninja. Just to make it, I guess, a little harder for him to use Sada. Buddy Poffin. Yeah, they go into their Greninja. They play Secret Box, so there's their ace spec. They get rid of their Pidgeot V. Ooh, interesting. They got TM Devo. Which we have a Haunter on that one. Not that one though. Looks like they're gonna go for the TM Devo here. Yeah, they gust up Gengar. Okay, they don't go after the Team Devo actually. Hey, Janine Secret R. I was really hoping for a boss here. Is boss in the deck? It is not actually. And there's no Ultra Ball either. Yeah, I can't believe it. That was 3 Ultra Ball, and I guess 1 is prize maybe. There's a boss that's prized. A little late. I'm assuming I'm gonna use TM Devo here now with the Greninja, because we got 2 damaged Gengars that they can instantly knock out here. Yeah, the counter catcher. The Pecharunt, okay. Still kind of hard to tell if they're going for the TM Devo or not. Wow, we almost knocked out that Fluttermane just for attaching that energy. 60 damage. Yeah, looks like they are going for the TM Devo here. Oh wow, and they do use Iono. Let's see what we get. Arven, that's a pretty bad card. At least at this point. But let's see. Yeah, I guess mainly we just need that energy here. Yeah, Collapsed Stadium is pretty late. Is there any energies left in this deck? There's 2 of them. Yeah, I guess let's just grab Arven for the Rare Candy. Wow, that's pretty bad. Let's just end turn. Like, all we needed was just that 1 energy, and we had 2 in the deck. Wow. See, they switch card into Great Tusk. Patch Energy. Okay, at least that wasn't any of the dark energies. Another Rare Candy. Yeah, no, let's just boss up this Great Tusk here just to get more cards of Bibarel. They're really just going down to the wire here. Nice, there's the 1 energy that we need. Let's switch in Roaring Moon. Yeah, we can just take the knockout here. Nice, 220. Yeah, and that's the last prize for this game. What was it? There's an Ultra Ball. Yeah, looks like they won it, so they're deciding. We do ideally want to go first, but yeah, looks like they're going first. Yeah, looks like they're gonna be Charizard. Let's see if we can set up with the TM evolution here. The Ultra Ball, I'm assuming they're gonna get the Rotom V. Mist Energy and Fire Energy for Rotom V. Yeah, looks like there's a Bibarel in there as well. So I feel like we should Buddy Poff and get another Bidoof and another Gastly. Oh wow, they do get Forest Sealstone. And they do play Arven. There's Rare Candy. Yeah, they're pretty much done. Like, looks like they're gonna get Charizard down this turn. Let's see if they knock us out. They wouldn't need to get Dusclops down. See, they play Buddy Poffin, Pidgey and Charmander. Yeah, there's Rare Candy, Dusk Noir. Wow, it looks like they're gonna knock out Bibarel here. Looks like they go for Haunter. See, there's an Arven. And they offer instant charge. Yeah, I think we'll just go for Iono here. Yeah, let's try Grand Tree. See, Super Red. Yeah, I completely forgot the Rotom is prized. Yeah, we'll just end turn here. That's just a pretty bad start. Let's see, they got another Duskull. Let's see if they have their middle evolutions. I feel like not every deck has the stage 1s. They play Arven, Ultra Ball. Yeah, looks like they're going for Charizard here. Yeah, they don't find anything on Grand Tree, so it looks like maybe they don't have Charmeleon or Pidgeotto. Yeah, I feel like we need Earthen Vessel here. Or maybe Night Stretcher. Yeah, and I think we used the only super rod in the deck. I think there's only one. Yeah, they find another energy anyway. They really didn't have that big of a hand. They try Grand Tree again, they don't get anything. They boss us for Gengar. Yeah, it's like they already know their deck, our deck list here. Say Collapsed Stadium. Yeah, let's just go for the attack. Move the energy over to Rotom. See what we get. Rare Candy Rotom V. Oh wow, they do play Iono here. So, I don't really want to knock out the Rotom V here. They retreat out. We didn't even use a single boss here. Yeah, looks like they just go into Serendipity, and they go for the instant charge. There we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they super run, Dusk Noir, and 2 energies. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't find bosses, or they got shuffled to the bottom of the deck. They play Roxanne. Let's see. Still no boss. Let's see, they play Collapsed Stadium. Yeah, they just pass. Or Sealstone. Yeah, let's just go for the knockout. So we get Binding Mochi and Energy. They get the Radiant Zord. Yeah, I don't know how we didn't get a boss here. We got 9 cards in our deck. No bosses in the discard. They do boss us up for Bibarel. Nice. That's the last prize of the game. They just made this easy. There we go, there's the last prize. Earthen Vessel. Nice. Okay, that's only gonna be Lugia V-Star. Two mulligans. So let's see if we can draw anything decent here. I guess the Gengar's okay. Okay, the Rotom is still in there, it's not prized. Go for the instant charge. Unless I got the Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is so bad to have that in the active. Especially Lugia does run quite a few basic Pokemon. Like, to have to run to get Ursaluna in front is pretty bad. And we just had like the perfect hand get Iono'd away. Let's see, what can we do here? I feel like we can just Ultra Ball for the Bibarel and hope for the best. See, they pick up Research of Lumineon. Yeah, they completely do pretty badly on this turn. Bibarel for 4. Okay, 4th Sealstone. We can at least get the rare candy here. Okay, looks like the Mist Energy protects itself because of the Mist Energy. We can't move it anywhere. Let's see, they play Nest Ball. Did they even get any Archeops last turn? No, they didn't even find a single Archeops last turn. They get the Lugia V. And they used the research. Okay, so they did have 2 Archeops in that research there. They get Minchino down. So they do pass. Yeah, so let's go for Iono here. See if we can get another Gengar down. No, we don't. Yeah, we're not gonna move the Mist Energy. We can't. Okay, Bibarel and Arven. So let me see Primal Turbo. Yeah, it looks like we won't get the Gnawing Curse off the Primal Turbo here. So if they get the Chinchino, they could take a one-hit KO on us. Because if they attach Return and then put 4 energies onto Chinchino, they can definitely take a KO. No, looks like they're going all in for Lugia V-Star maybe. And they get just a Legacy Energy here. Yeah, I say let's collapse out the Rotom out of the bench. Fight Arven. Get Ultra Ball. Did we attach energy for turn? Yeah, we did. Bibarel for 2. Yeah, I guess we'll move the Legacy Energy over to the Archeops. I feel like that was the best energy to move over, because the other ones won't really... Yeah. See, they put Reversal Energy. So it looks like they run the Luxray, maybe? See, they put a double turbo on Archeops. Yeah, they do knock us out. Take out the Collapsed Stadium. So we'll just have to Super Rod stuff back into the deck. We have one Gengar in there. Do we get Dark Patch and Iono? They go into their Archeops. I feel like there's no way they can really win this. They go for the Primal Turbo. Yeah, looks like they're probably gonna try and put energies onto Chinchino here, maybe. They Bossos. Or the Gastly. Yeah, they just go for the Speedwing. Let's see if we can take the one-hit KO on Lumineon. Let's see if they attach energy. Move the energy over to Archeops. I'm hoping they just attach the energy to Lumineon and knock themselves out. Yeah, they just concede here. Well, those are all the games. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.